Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment in our Rocket Reports series. I'm still having a lot of fun with these, and there's a lot more reports to get through. Today, we will be talking about everything that Rocket had on his mind as they went through Wakanda. Specifically, a lot of the interesting people that showed up while they were there. So let's go ahead and crack open the reports, make our way all the way down to where we had left off, and we're out of the Dark Dimension in Autolon. And so now we are going to start off with the Winter Soldier, and that is going to take us down through, through the Soul Stone here. So there's a fair sample of context and dialogue that we'll need to work our way through. So let's go ahead and start off with the Winter Soldier.
It takes a lot to keep up with Captain America, so it's fair to say that any hero who has what it takes to serve as his partner is the real deal. Just look at the Winter Soldier. Bucky was Cap's sidekick decades ago, and even though everyone thought he had died during some stupid Earth war, the kid somehow managed to come back stronger than ever. Sure, he was a brainwashed assassin for a while there, which messed up his head a bit, but the Winter Soldier is back on our side now, full time. I think. Nerds. Man, Earth has got a ton of them. And while most of them are totally harmless basement dwellers, some of them decided to use their hyperactive intellects to make the world a slightly more horrifying place by joining Advanced Idea Mechanics. AIM is an organization where the planet's greatest minds dream up the deadliest weapons possible and test them out on heroes like me. From pulse rifles to poison gases, these Poindexters succeed in giving science a bad name. When you're scouring the humid jungles of Wakanda, a cool breeze can make a big difference. Especially when those eggheads from AIM are on hand, trying to turn up the heat. Thankfully, a welcome change in our forecast arrived on the scene in the form of the X-Man known as Storm. As you can guess, she got her name thanks to her mutant ability to manipulate weather patterns using the wind, rain, snow, and hail to her advantage. She can even control lightning in ways that would impress Thor himself. No wonder she used to be worshipped as a goddess. The Wakandan jungle is full of strange sounds that'll send you running the other way in fear. But if those sounds ever come to life and take human form, you may not have anywhere left to run. That's because one of the Black Panther's arch foes, Ulysses Claw, managed to transform himself into a being made of pure sonic energy. He's even able to generate solid sound constructs thanks to that high-tech sonic emitter he's got where his hand's supposed to be. Claw is obsessed with claiming the throne of Wakanda for himself, making him a real one-hit wonder. Our pal King TChalla may be the Black Panther we all know and love, but he ain't the first of his people to dress up in a cat costume in order to protect his borders. In fact, he comes from a long line of Wakandan warrior kings who've prowled the jungles for centuries, preventing invaders from getting their hands on the nation's valuable resources. T'Challa gets his strength, speed, agility, and enhanced senses from a rare heart-shaped herb. But I'm pretty sure he gets all his cool gadgets from his little sister. Even so, he's still one cool cat. The Dora Milaje are an elite force of Wakandan warrior women dedicated to protecting their nation's king, the Black Panther. If they're brought in to handle situations the Black Panther can't, then you know they must have some real skills. Their name roughly translates to Adored Ones, but I have a feeling that anyone other than T'Challa who tried to call them that would wind up on the end of one of their spears. 10 credits says Quill gets stabbed. What do you call a guy with a giant head and a teeny body who terrorizes the world in the name of science? Apparently, you call him the mental organism designed only for killing. But since that doesn't really roll off the tongue, you end up just calling him Modoc for short. The mastermind behind AIM's sinister science, Modoc used to have a normal-sized noggin until experiments increased his intellect and now his cranium to super size. Now, he's insanely smart and can fire bolts of pure mental energy at those he considers his enemies, which is pretty much everyone. Cull Obsidian is kind of a cool name, until you realize that it means midnight slaughter. Then, it's just sorta disturbing. But when it comes to this Black Order bruiser, the name definitely fits. Cull is one of Thanos' most powerful generals with unfathomable strength, increased density, and unbreakable skin. He's also got a giant axe that looks like it's heavier than most of the ships I've flown over the years. I bet Cull could slice a Hulk in half with one swing of that baby. Is it bad that part of me wants to find out if I'm right? Want to know something funny? The member of the Black Order that they call Supergiant isn't actually a giant. And based on our interactions with her so far, she sure as heck ain't so super either. What she is, though, is a powerful omnipath who is fully capable of twisting the mind of any being around her bony fingers until it snaps. Then she feeds on those brains that she's broken as if she were some sort of parasite. As you can probably guess, Supergiant gets a sick satisfaction from playing with her food. Like I said, not so super. Ebony Maw is the Black Order's master of manipulation. While his teammate Supergiant uses her telepathic powers to override your brain and force you to do horrible things, Ebony Maw is a bit more subtle in his methods. Instead, he plants ideas in your mind, little whispers that compel you to tap into your darkest nature and make choices you'd never even consider on your own. Even when you think you've escaped him, his voice still lurks in the back of your mind. Of course, with his ability to travel through shadows, maybe he's been right there watching all along. Deep in the heart of Earth's African continent sits a mysterious nation named Wakanda. It's a place where ancient culture melds with advanced technology in perfect harmony, creating one of the few tolerable places on that miserable planet. Wakanda has always kept to itself, avoiding unnecessary contact with the outside world. That hasn't stopped the outside world from trying to invade Wakanda, though, usually in pursuit of an extremely scarce, unusually powerful, and insanely valuable metallic ore native to their land called vibranium. Maybe King T'Challa will give us a couple of chunks if we get out of this mess alive. The last of the Infinity Stones that we tracked down was the Soul Stone. Of all the stones, this is the weirdest. It can be used to corrupt the souls of others, turning them against their own nature. It can also absorb soul energy to increase the power of its master. But if that wasn't enough, the Soul Stone also has a whole universe inside of it where those absorbed souls are stored until they are released again. Creepy.
Well, that's going to do it for today's recordings. As always, let me know what your favorite tidbit was, as I'm always happy to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on Rocket's thoughts and opinions. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day.